Well, hopefully you can see this, because I don't know. I don't have two screens, so I can't like put one thing on one screen and one thing on the other screen, so I've got no idea if this is even going out live or not. As far as I know it is. I've been trying to set it so that it only displays the game, so that I can alt-tab backwards and forwards to check on the broadcast, but it won't let me do that for some reason, even though I'm selecting the region as just the game. So it should only, the stream should stay with this. Check on the broadcast, but it won't let me do that for some reason, even though I'm selecting the region as just the game. So it should only, the stream. Yeah, me blarting again, but as you can see, yeah, and then when I alt tab, it goes to the displaying fucking everything again. Whatever, I'll do what it says on the title. I'll go around the Astrometica world and show you. As far as I know, I've got all the content. I'll just carry on anyway, but yeah, if I can set this up so that it displays just the game properly the way I'm expecting, and then if I need to check whether the stream's running or not, I can alt tab without having to do this and interrupt the game stream. Yeah, whatever, I'll try and figure it out, but back into the game, and hopefully that is coming through alright. This is Astrometica. I've been playing it a little bit. I haven't put that much time into it really. Once you get it going, like a lot of these games, it's a bit slow to start when you're getting just the basic resources, because you start just over there where that bright red light is. I couldn't zoom over there and show you. Yeah, you start with just this. Supposedly you crashed. Yeah, usual kind of stuff. I'm just checking whether I've left anything. No, I didn't think I had. That's a basic crafting table. You've got these things which don't exactly do a lot at the moment. They list your messages and stuff like that. They show different locations you can discover. I think I've discovered all of them. I have searched around quite a lot. It is a fairly big map. Music seems louder than it was before. When you first start, you can just float around out here, pick up the little bits which you can pick up by hand, like these. Just basic resources. Obviously it will give you all the stuff you need just to start off with, and then you've got the slightly bigger ones which you can drill with your drilling machine. Mine's fully upgraded, so it goes fairly quick. And obviously as you progress, you'll find more bits of stuff, and you'll find details about the kind of like the backstory. This is ice for making water and food. You find various bits inside these ruins. There's quite a bit of exploded spaceships and space station debris and whatever, which you have to watch out for when you're moving around, because you could bash into it. You'll lose a bit of health, but eventually you get a shield. You get a shield module which protects you from that damage. obviously again you get, you find different equipment as you go along. This is my space station as far as I've built it up so far. As you collect different materials and make your way through the game world, through the ruins, and find other equipment and upgrades and things like that, you can get different building parts. Use a build tool to create items, building items. Your recipes, you'll get more recipes as you find the different stuff. Because some of these things, especially the machines, you have to scan them when you find them in the game world. You find them as a ruin and you have to scan them with that one. Yeah, that's like your scanning device. Ping, it'll tell you what's around you. A left click does a ping, which will tell you what's around you, and then right click will do the scanning thing. These are batteries, solar panels to generate power. The blue or sort of greeny and white colour things, they're batteries that store the power. Those are bigger batteries. Yeah, I just wasted an oxygen cartridge rather than just going in an airlock. This is my power tower. This is, I think, the most compact way I've found to accumulate a lot of power, because you will need a fair amount of power as the game goes on. Yeah, let's put that away for now. Go in the airlock. Once you get back inside, you'll get artificial gravity again, you'll get oxygen. These, I haven't made use of these for actually anything yet, these round rooms. They're more just for placing a solar panel which you can put on top, and then on each of these little arms I've got batteries, because there's like fixed points on each module type. So you can't just free build anywhere, you have to connect them to the fixing points on each module type. So for example, on the smaller passageways, you can attach the batteries and you can attach mining lasers, like this one, which will gradually accumulate stuff for you. Not everything, it can't mine everything. That's two separate lasers going after one node of silver. I might as well go out and collect that while I'm looking at it. The power you generate from your base station counts for the entire map. So the power automatically shares across the entire map. So you only need to build like a power setup in one place. You don't have to create power everywhere you're building. And that then transports power everywhere. So if you want to set up a mining laser like this, all you need is an airlock. Well, I only use an airlock simply because then if you need to, you can nip in and refill your oxygen. You know? It's just a safe way of moving around the map, and you can empty these from inside or outside. It's only got a bit of silver in it, but yeah, these things, you can't filter what they go after, so I can't set it to only mine silver or only mine copper or whatever. It just goes for whatever's the closest, and it seems to prioritize the lowest level resources. So the iron and the copper are the most base level, and the ice. Iron, copper and ice are the most base level, so it seems to prioritize them before it gets to the silver, which is a bit frustrating, but there's nothing I haven't been able to figure out any way around that. You you can try and position them so that they can only see silver asteroids. These are the silver ones. But even that, I've found, doesn't always guarantee that they will stick to just the silvers. Yeah. It's not so easy to place them in such a way where they don't see anything else. And you will need a steady income of all the basic resources so you can build this extensively, you know. The grind isn't too bad at the moment. Obviously the game's still in early access, so they might increase the grind quite a lot, because there are a lot of resources out here. When you add it all together, like each of these big ones are worth, I think, 15 ore. I've got one laser working on those. I could add more, but I haven't had any need to so far. Yeah, there is a limit on the size as well. Those ones seem to be just purely decorative. You can't interact with them in any way. These ones are the largest ones that those lasers can mine. And then there are bigger ones, like that one over there. It's got a slight glow to it. That's considered a deposit, which you can build special deposit miners. I'll take you around and show you some of that stuff, because like I said in the description and in the beginning, I have, as far as I know, done everything in this early access so far, so I can take you around and show you all the different parts and whatever. This is the vehicle bay, the thing for making the mods to put in that vehicle. You can change the colour of the vehicle. This is batteries for the vehicle. You have to remember to drink. Yeah, it does have some basic survival elements in it. Obviously you need a oxygen supply because you're in space. You need food and water. That's it at the moment. You can find better suit equipment. This one protects me from the toxic zone, which is like a green radiation zone. That's the normal suit you can find, which just increases your hit points basically. And we've got all the different, the backpack and jetpack, you know, obviously as they go up in tier, that's the maximum tier you can find at the moment as far as I know. Each tier obviously increases the capability. So that's more oxygen, that's more inventory space, that's faster speed using the jetpack. So when you're just floating around with just you move quicker. These things increase your speed as well. You've got food, water, oxygen, medical. These are batteries for your handheld tools, and the other ones are batteries for your vehicle. There's two different vehicles at the moment. The one I don't use anymore because there really is no point. It's not very good, and it's certainly not any good compared to this one that I'm in now. That's it. It's like a little bike, like a hover bike. So you're still obviously consuming your oxygen because you're exposed, and it doesn't move very quick. Whereas this one, when you eventually find this summon, it's called the summon vehicle for some reason. This has got internal oxygen supply, so you don't have to worry about running out of oxygen. And once you've put all the various modules in it and upgraded it, it moves quite quick. And it's got a fair amount of storage space as well. That's the modules you can fit so far. From what I've found anyway, I'm not sure if there's a tier 3 health upgrade somewhere out there that I haven't found yet. You need this to go through the warp gate, which I'll show you in a minute. That's the boost, which is like a turbo boost. And that's max speed. Yeah, I've got max storage, max speed. I think there might be another health upgrade somewhere. I'm basing that simply on the fact that all the other modules I've found have gone up to tier 3. Apart from this one and this one, which seem to have only one function. So I'm thinking there might be another health module somewhere, upgrade. That's the storage. Got spare batteries, repair kits, spare food, and obviously a lot of extra space. That's the power cells for when you want to change them. You just click on them and you'll get the option to swap it out for a new battery. These bubbles, oh, if you don't bump into shit anyway. These bubbles you can fly into with these spaceships. These bubbles have artificial gravity and oxygen. You'll find some resources. These things are used for a couple of different recipes. This is an example of some of the ruins you'll find. You know, you might have to break stuff down if it's in your way, or you would scan it using this thing. That then would give you the recipe for that item. Like this thing here is the upgrade machine, I think, for upgrading your tools. Yeah, I thought I didn't have my light on. You'll find various logbooks which will give you a background story. You can obviously catch your breath here if you need to. When you're first starting out, you know, you'll be able to only move a certain limited distance because of the limit on your oxygen. So you will spend a lot of your time sort of leapfrogging from one bubble to another as you explore. And of course, as you explore, you'll find more upgrades, so you'll be able to improve your equipment and go further. You know, the usual kind of linear development process. I'll just show you some of the things I've got set up, just so it demonstrates what you can do with the game so far, with the early access content anyway. The deposit miners, where have I put them? Oh no, there's my marker. You can also place markers like this. You can you make these little sort of marker modules and you can put them down wherever, so you can place map markers if you need to. These are the deposit miners. These are infinite resources basically. Loads of copper. Yeah, I'll take all of that for now. Your inventory slots only stack to 5, but these slots stack to 20. So remember that, you know, if you've got limited inventory space and you're trying to collect all your stuff. That's a copper. That one over there is gold. I've got another miner on that. I've got deposit miners on every major resource that you can find so far. The only one I haven't found is silver. Well, silver, and there's also sulfur in the game, but as far as I can tell, there isn't much use for sulfur so far. So you don't really need to worry about sulfur. While I'm here, I might as well do the wrong side. I always forget which side it is. Shift click to move all the same things at once. The only problem is when you're out in space, when you press shift, it does his jetpack boost. So when you're trying to put stuff in your ship's inventory, you end up sliding all over the place. Take all that. We can put that in here as well. I think, did I have an iron one here? See, there's 2 iron deposits here as well. I can't remember if I put a miner on there. No. I know I've got one on the quartz, which I will go and collect, but I'll collect that using the teleport, just to demonstrate the teleport to you. I will come back out in this little ship in a minute and show you what's in one of the toxic zones show you the toxic zone, and I'll show you the warp gate. I'll just grab as much as I can for now. It's only so I can show off what you can do with the different parts and whatever, yeah. It's just, yeah, I'm probably running out of storage space actually. Even though that you can rename these inventory slots, that says gold, but it's gold bars, not just gold. This one's got me excess gold in it, right? Yeah, I'm going to need to convert this into bars. You can do multiple at once. Yeah, you can craft more than one at once, but I think it maxes out at 20. I'm completely full on nickel, and you can't make nickel bars, so I'm stuck with excess nickel in the inventory. And silver as well, by the looks of it. Yeah, because you can't make silver bars either. The nickel and the silver are only used as raw ore at the moment. Yeah, I've got a bit of space. Just about enough space by the looks of it. I don't know if I've got enough space for the ice. No. There's a bit of overflow. And organic. Yeah, I'm doing the usual. I'm organised because, like with a lot of these games, you know, they have a lot of parts and sub-parts. You do get these bigger storage units, which, as you can see, I've got a fair amount of stuff stocked up, ready to go. My total power with this setup that I've built at the moment is 7,150 capacity, and it's generating 68 power every 5 seconds. If you watch the top number, that's how much all your different lasers, your mining lasers, and each of these habitat units takes a certain amount of power. That's how much is being used. Right, so you can see, like, it never drops below. The 68 every 5 seconds is far more than enough to power everything that I'm trying to run. I'll show you the teleport. So far I've only set up 3 teleports. Once you've built the unit, you can rename it. You give it a name. This is in the toxic zone. As you can see, you can't exactly see a lot because everything's covered in a kind of green mist. That's the toxic fumes. The only reason I'm not taking damage is because I'm wearing that special toxic spacesuit. Full up on iridium. I'll just show you from the outside if you can see it in the cloud of toxicity. Yeah, you can build a little setup. I mean, I didn't need to build this module. You could just build an airlock with the laser on top, like I said before, yeah, and then you can just nip in and out of there to get air when you come to visit your laser. But that means you've got to come here in your ship or flying around in your spacesuit to collect stuff, whereas by adding that, sliding off the edge, by adding this module and a teleport, I can just jump in and out from the teleport and grab the result from the laser. I set up another one. This was the first one I made, so it was a bit more, I was still figuring out how the game works, so it's got more to it, because I thought I needed to build more to it. to make it do what I wanted. Yeah, I added another vehicle station so I can fly here and park here if I need to. Yeah, I thought I had to generate power and everything at every station I built, which turns out you don't. So that's the reason why it's got these different parts attached to it. And I was experimenting with the different build parts, so I built a big long stairway that goes down to there where there's another laser that mines that cluster of asteroids down there. That's one of the sections with ruins in where you find a lot of the different stuff. And this can work as an airlock. You can come in and out of it, and obviously your vehicle can come in here and park in here. I left storage and stuff here, you see, because I thought it needed it. But obviously it doesn't. That's yet more iron. And this one down here might have some copper and coal, which was partly why I built it, because the cluster of asteroids down here is a little bit different than where that other one is. No, it's all just iron again. Ah well, whatever. Oh, sure, I'll use it for something at some point. Or once they add more content, obviously there'll be more stuff to build and do, and all the usual kind of survival game stuff. Right, I'll show you the nickel station as well. Similar kind of setup. I'd only attach this room so that I could put a teleport in. I had started planning to build another vehicle bay on this one as well. This one's by a dome that's got some of those other resources in. This is the nickel asteroid field. There is no nickel deposit. Not that I've found so far anyway. I haven't seen a nickel deposit anywhere. Yeah, I can't fit any more nickel in anyway. I'll just fly over here and show you the quartz deposit. Yeah, so far the only deposits I've found are copper, iron, quartz and gold. As far as I can tell, there is no silver deposit. I've done a lot of exploring. I've even gone right out beyond all where these asteroids are, where the map basically gets a bit empty and blank because it hasn't been filled out, and I've done that in every direction. So I've gone all the way up there, I've gone all the way down there, I've gone all the way over that way, and I've gone all the way over that way. Yeah, there is what looks like it could be a planet off in that direction somewhere. Is it that way, or is that the sun? No, I think that might be the sun. There's a big green blob. It could be that way. I say green, I don't know if it's toxic or not. It's just a big green globe. So I'm guessing it's meant to be a planet in the distance. I ain't got space to store this anyway. So I think it's probably full. Yeah, full. Well, it'll have to just stay there for now. I do want more crystal because I want to make more windows. In the usual kind of way, you use quartz to make glass so that you can make windows. And with all the setup on all the upgrades and the boosters and whatever, you do move fairly quickly in your spacesuit. So it's easy to slide past entrances and stuff. Yeah, allowing for the 0G. I mean, I've heard a lot of people comparing this to a game called Subnautica, which is where you're underwater. And I can see what they mean, because it's basically the same principles. You know, because you're in an enclosed space with having to have an oxygen supply and stuff like that. But the difference is in water, you have inertia because of the medium of the water. Whereas here, you tend to slide around a bit more, although I will point out that it's not strictly accurate because there does seem to be a certain amount of inertia such that you will eventually come to a stop. Even though, strictly speaking, if you were actually out in space, you would not do that. Once you start moving in a direction, you would move infinitely until you encounter something that stops you, like running into an asteroid or something, yeah? But in the game, if you take your finger off the move button, eventually you will come to a stop. So there is a little bit of inertia, which is, not exactly realistic, but it makes the gameplay a little bit easier, I suppose. For people who are not used to playing that kind of simulation level of space game. See if I got any. Although I ain't got space for it, have I? No, I'm too overstuffed. Okay. There is growing and farming principles in the game, but so far there's only 2 things that I've found that you can grow. These things act as like food and a bonus to your water production. And these things give you a resource that you use in different recipes called celestite. And, it's the usual kind of thing. You've got different recipes that require different resources. Just to give you an idea. Right, see, that requires just basic. Then that requires some subparts. That requires slightly harder to get basic resources, etc., etc. And there's stuff that's just for your character. That's your tools, which you'll more likely only ever make once. Repair kits. A lot of what you do will be these items, subparts for making things like the modules and that. Some decorative parts. But I've mainly stuck, like I usually do, I've mainly stuck just to the functional stuff. I'm not exactly that bothered about the decorative stuff, although it's nice to have the windows, which is why I had been collecting glass, so that I can make more windows. And actually, if I can make more space now, I don't think I can. No, not that one. This one? Yeah, see if I can get rid of some of this. Just make a little bit of space. What we got? 2. Let's make another 3. Iridium bars. Simply so that it makes a bit more inventory space. Okay, that'll have to do. I can show you where you can find nanite, but at the moment it's not really used for much. Same with the sulfur. The sulfur is only used for one recipe for the hook gun, which is pretty useless. It's so useless that I've stuck it in here and left it in here and just forgot about it because it's not exactly much good. Don't forget to eat and drink. I ate a space burger. You can just eat the bulbs that you get off those fruit that you grow. You can eat them directly for 25 food. So if you happen to run out of this kind of stuff, the space burger or the organic stuff, just go and gather yourself some of that fruit, which you'll find in the domes, and you can eat that. And you can use that to make better quality water as well. I say better quality, it's just that you get 1 litre of it rather than 0.6 litres with the standard, just using the ice. Right, I will take you through the warp gate and show you what's through. I'll just do one, because I know there's one of them that has resources that you can actually gather and that I have set up a base on. The other one has some parts in it, like there's some meteorites and whatever asteroids that are there, but you can't get anything off them. That's one of the toxic clouds. Each of those little roids is iridium. You can just see my base in the middle. The deeper into the cloud you go, the more dense it becomes, so the less you can see, the less distance you can see. So it's often easier to see the detail of what's in the cloud by staying just outside of it and having a look round first. Find something you want to go after and then dive into the cloud, because you will lose vision. These are iridium roids if you're looking for iridium. And when you're first trying to gather iridium, as long as you're careful and quick and keep some health kits on you, you can sort of dive in and out of there. Even though you'll take a bit of damage, you'll be able to gather enough iridium to make yourself the toxic suit. You fly up to the portal gate, you get this choice so far. Once you've found the map coordinates for these, which you'll find in some of the ruins, I'm not going to show you all that lot because that'll spoil the discovery of the game. But select where you want to go to, you start warp, and that'll transition you. I forgot I got the webcam on. I was sitting over there out the way, you probably couldn't see me. Whatever, not that it matters that much. But yeah, this is the only one that I've found that has stuff in that you can actually mine that you will want. This one was what, Theta 12, I think. I'll have a look again when I go back through the portal. But this one, you will find there's some iron. So that's a cluster of iron. As far as I know, it's only iron. I'm not sure, there might be the occasional coal. That might just be the way the lights, it's just the way the light's reflecting on it. Coal obviously just looks like a dark black asteroid. Whereas these are all just iron. So you'll find iron. These bigger ones are copper. And these ones over here are the ones you're going to want. These are the blue crystal, which is used in some recipes that you will want multiples of. Especially things like the enamelled glass. I think that's the main thing that you'll want it for, really. The enamelled glass is to make those see-through glass tunnels. I like including them where I put an airlock, just so it helps me remember where the airlock is. But also, it just seems appropriate to me in a kind of role-play sense, If you were just about to head out into space from inside your station, then this bit of glass see-through enables you to check, is there anything outside the airlock that I should be worried about, or, where am I going? Am I going over there? Am I going over there? You get a view of the outside before you step out the airlock. That's what I was thinking, And like I said, mainly it's just so that I can remember where I've attached an airlock on my station. Which I think so far this one's got 2. There's one the other end. As far as I remember. Yeah, there's one the other end as well, going through this one. This one's doing mainly copper. I've just stretched the base out like this simply so that I can add these solar panel setups. The little sort of Christmas tree branch solar panels are not that good. They don't generate a lot of power, and they annoyingly occupy space where it'd be nice to put a window. Because on these solid corridors you can put windows in the side, which just requires normal glass, not enamelled glass. So it's fairly cheap to put windows on them, So when you find the recipe for the solar panels that go on top of the module, these produce something like 5 It might even be more than that. But I think it might be just five energy every 5 seconds. So it's one per second. So you have a little setup like this, which doesn't cost a massive amount in terms of resources, and this will generate a lot of power when you combine it with the batteries, obviously. And again, once you've got your setup up and running, a lot of the kind of automated mining setups means you'll be bringing in resources in enough quantity to be able to do this fairly easily. It's not a massive amount of stuff required, it's just obviously time it takes to gather it. And what we've got in here, nothing at the moment. It's doing one of those big copper ones which takes a while to mine, yeah. It could be that, but I've also got a feeling that these mines don't engage, these lasers don't engage until you actually enter the sector. So I think they've only just started, basically, once I entered through the portal. Yeah, because that one's doing another copper, that one's also doing copper. I was hoping to grab some blue crystals while I was here. There we go. Oh well, I was hoping to get a bit more than that. Yeah, each of these sectors, when you go through the warp gate, these are not connected to each other. So the power that I'm generating in the other sector does not transfer to here. I have to create a power setup here, as I've just been telling you about. And also your teleporters won't transfer you to it, because I did originally try building a teleporter here, hoping that I could just teleport backs and forwards, but you can't. So you have to actually fly through the portal into each different sector. Yeah, that setup that I showed you from above is generating 33 every 5 seconds with a max capacity of 1600. The reason it's a bit of an odd number is because I've got these few bits, like the external solar panels, because I think they only produce something like 3 each. So that's 3, I think there's 4 of them. So shouldn't that be 12, not 3? Yeah, I think that should be 12, not 3. Let's just have a look. Generate 5 each. Oh no, they only generate 2 each. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because there's 5 of these round rooms with a solar panel on each one. So that's 25 plus 8, 33. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. You can come into this one particular sector, and there is stuff here that you will probably want to start gathering. Certainly the blue crystal, because you need that for making the enamelled glass, which you will probably want to make when you're building your stations. And there's a fair amount of copper here, which is useful. And obviously, because you've got to start from scratch in each sector, then collecting basics like copper, I need to go and put one out on the iron. I'll have to bring the stuff with me to build an airlock and a laser and just do that kind of setup over there just for collecting iron. That, or I'll just have to bring it with me from the other sector, from home sector. Yeah, they're still working on that same one. I'm not going to bother waiting around for that. Just head back to the portal. You have to watch out for the wreckage. So far you don't seem to be able to do anything with the wreckage. I have had a little bit of a fly around this belt to see if there's anything else around. There doesn't seem to be. I think they've only just started adding detail to these other sectors. But it's early access and it's proof of concept. You've got the ability, it is theta 12, I thought it was. You've got the ability to have multiple sectors, which means over time they can keep adding more with different resources. It's a bit loud, I thought I'd wait a moment. Yeah, they can keep adding more, and obviously more recipes and more background story. It's just a matter of hopefully they do keep updating it. I wanted to show you this just because I was trying to figure out how to set up my live streaming stuff, and I've seen a few people, I don't know how to describe it. I do wonder sometimes if some of these YouTuber gamers deliberately play the games badly. You know, almost as if, like, I don't know, they play the games badly so that it makes you want to play it to prove them wrong, kind of thing. This is the way it makes me feel, anyway. It's like I'm sat here going, just click that button, you stupid idiot. Yeah. And they don't. They're faffing around going, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And it's so obvious that it ends up making me feel like, have I got to buy the game just to show you how to do this, you stupid idiot? Yeah? But, yeah, I've been watching people seemingly struggle, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Maybe it's just because I've played so many similar games. To me, a lot of this stuff just seemed fairly obvious and simplistic. You know, collect basic resources, keep building up your equipment until you can automate pretty much everything. And then that means you're bringing in massive amounts of resources so you can start just, you know, building whatever your imagination can think of, basically. And as you go up the higher tiers in equipment, you're going to need more power, you're going to need more parts, blah, blah, blah. So you have to keep expanding to keep up with the recipe requirements and stuff like that. You know, so to me, it just seems pretty obvious the way these kind of games play. But as I say, I saw a few people seemingly struggle to figure stuff out. I thought I'd, you know, just use this as the example. Oh, yeah, this vehicle's a bit fast with all the mods in, so sometimes I miss the garage. That's why it's useful that it sort of grabs you and teleports you back in again. Yeah? I will do the efficient thing and swap out my batteries now as soon as I get back. That way they can be placed into recharge and be ready to go. That one's already fully charged. Okay, grab another fully charged one, which was that one's needs charging. We can have that out of here. I usually leave extras in there, and then I'll put 2 fully charged in there, so that if I need to when I'm running around out there, which I have done when I went doing the exploration like I was describing, you know, I'll try going as far, well, not necessarily as far as I can, but certainly beyond the asteroid field, you know. I ended up having to change batteries doing that, but it means I've got 2 spare batteries with me constantly, yeah. Nothing to deposit in there. And normally I would just come back and, like, you know, deposit all these resources in the storage, or I'd convert them to other parts, other sub-parts. I think the only one I've got at the moment is that, from when I was making me power tower. I think I did show you that, didn't I? I'll just run back up. Oh, actually, let's grab some glass while I'm going up there, and I can add some more windows on the top. Just normal windows, not enamelled glass ones. But the enamelled glass is only for making the tunnels, the passageways with the glass roof. Stack these. You need the 0G part to make those vertical passageways. But So this is where I've got the other airlock entrance. Just stick some glass in the corners. One of the things I like about the round rooms is you can put windows all the way round if you want to. I'm only going to do in the corners though, rather than the cardinal points, because the cardinal points will be useful for, these are the cardinal points, yeah, the cross sections, like for making connections like there, or for adding passageways so that I can attach more batteries, yeah. Like I've done there. So you just stick a little stubby passageway, and that gives you two of the fixed points to attach batteries or lasers to, because the mining lasers attach to those fixed points. I'm hoping they'll add a bit more variance to that, because it's a little bit restrictive, as in you can only put batteries and lasers on those particular points, you know, you can't attach them anywhere else. But at least it is a competent, functional building system. Unlike other games, which often can be very, very clunky and awkward to use the building in, this works very well. You know, it's a little bit, how can I put it? When you're trying to like lines, I can't select anything because I ain't got the appropriate building requirements, whatever. But if, for example, I was trying to create a passageway to attach on there, you select the passage, Mrs. You select the passage you want, one of them, and then you try and line it up, and you have to sort of wiggle yourself around to get the distance correct so it connects and whatever. But you get used to that. It's, you know, probably the only quirkiness about this building system. Other than that, it works very well. You know, the items line up quite intuitively to the fixed points and stuff like that. So once you've got used to it and you've got all the gear in your inventory, it's quite quick to build something. Like the little base setup I showed you in the other sector. It only took me a few minutes to put that together, basically, because I had all the parts in the inventory. It was just a matter of like passage room, passage room, passage room, and then stick the solar panels and the batteries on, you know. Oh, too fast. But this just seemed to me the most compact way of generating and storing plenty of power. This is a completely empty large module, ready to be filled up with something once they start adding more stuff. I just wanted to show you, you can't put glass in the corners of the square rooms, which is a bit of a shame. So you can't have windows in the corners, you can only have them on the solid flat sections. And it's a shame they don't do the entire panel. It would be nice if it completely converted that to glass, but it doesn't. It gives you a kind of window setup, but whatever. Maybe they'll add more like that in the future. Right, I think I've shown you pretty much everything without getting into like giving away game details, which that wasn't my intention. You know, you can see there is a lot of different upgrades you can find. There's different upgrades you can find for the vehicle. There's these different machines you can find, each one obviously doing a different purpose. Yeah, that's about it. There's a limit on how much you can do so far because, of course, it's early access. But the game's not been out that long, so give it a bit of time. Hopefully the devs will keep up with it and keep adding stuff to it. Oh, running out of thirst again. There we go. Yeah, it'd be nice if that was a bit simpler. I mean, it's simple enough as it is, but I mean, if you could have a hot bar where I could just press 1 and 2 for the food and drink or something, you know. It's just a bit Having to go into the inventory just to do that is a bit meh. I suppose we're getting spoiled with a lot of modern games. What do they call it? Quality of life functionalities, you know. Right, I'll leave it at that. Live stream, I think, was working. I'm going to just sit and check it back and make sure it's all going all right. Hopefully you can see me all right and the camera's working and whatever. And I'll try and get this set up better for when we're doing 7 days streaming. And I'll probably do occasional 7 Days to Die streaming where it's not a group event or anything. It's just me running around doing some resource gathering or something like that, yeah. Because I will pop in and out, now that it's on a server, I will pop in and out occasionally just to update stuff. But I might also do more little one-off videos like this, just to show off different games, you know, or to demonstrate things in different games. Well, if you're watching, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care, have a good Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I'll see you again soon. Cut cheese.